Thank you, Tom Hammond. As the Western Conference semifinal heads to Game 4, the Blazers have been in complete control, not only leading the series 3-0, but by winning wide margins. It has not been a competitive series for the Utah Jazz. It could be their last game, and it could be that man's last game of his career, that being Jeff Hornacek, as Hornacek will retire after this season.
Early keys for Utah: pound the ball inside to Karl Malone, as they did in Game 3. He got most of the front line of the Blazers in foul trouble, spending an inordinate amount of time on the free throw line. Plus, the Jazz have to do something about their defense, and they got to take advantage of this terrific home crowd.
The usuals leading the Jazz in the playoffs. Brian Hustle's hustle play gets to Brian Russell, that is, and Malone able to knock in his first shot.
There's that.
That's how lopsided this series has been. Malone, 2 for 2 to start. Sabonis certainly has that range and knocks it in for the first points for the Blazers. Hornacek's pass intended for Paladis. He didn't expect it. Stoudemire, good explosion, blocked from behind by Malone. Wallace right there. Good defense from Russell to push him off. And the Jazz coming out with a lot of intensity and physical play. Wallace posting up Malone. And a travel. Good defense from Karl Malone, just backing off. Wallace expecting the contact, shovel to feet. And stolen by Hornacek. 4-on-2 break for the Blazers. Buddy's running the floor. And the Jazz now with a 4-point lead. One fires away. Malone comes flying in for the offensive rebound. Stockton. And John Stockton hits his first three-pointer of the series.
And had to use a little body English to get it down. Little half step and a jump by Stockton as it swirled around and around the rim. I mean, he was doubting if it would ever fall.
He was 0 for 6 from that range through the first 3 games. Smith falling away. Tough shot. Wallace. So check that Pippen. And a terrific tip-in. Midway through the first, Paladis.
But it's not just from the line. Steve Smith shooting it well from the field and from downtown.
Malone inside. And a foul. Double team. Malone. Shot gets the roll. Malone to Stockton. Blocked. And a goaltend. 2 points for John Stockton. Wallace yelling at Hugh Evans. He's actually complaining about a non-call down the other end. Wallace, of course, has become known for his technical fouls. Now Paladis and Pippen having some words at center court. And now Pippen pushes Paladis away. Paladis following him. Jerry Sloan coming out. He said something to Bernie Friars, don't let Pippen push off. Let's see if any technical fouls will be handed out. Pippen pushed off on Paladis, who was jawing at him the entire time. Olden Paladis has come out with a lot of aggression. Double technical fouls have been handed out to Olden Paladis and Scottie Pippen. After the whistle is blown, you see Paladis will have something to say to Pippen as Pippen is walking to the Portland bench. And he continued to jaw at them as they went towards center court. Got right in his face, and then Pippen with the shove of Paladis, and the officials wisely getting right in the middle and hitting both the double techs.
Oh, you remember these two were traded for one another back in 1987, coming out in the draft. As Olden Paladis was taken by the Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen taken by the Seattle Supersonics, and Jerry Krause of Chicago and Bob Whitsitt, who now runs the show in Portland, engineered that deal. Mount Rashid.
Stockton nails the jumper.
So they've been in the hunt. They just certainly can't get over the hump.
Russell hits the 3. Brian Russell from downtown. The Utah offense finally showing some signs of life. They shoot excellent from the field, 63%, and scored 31 points in the opening period. 1 quarter complete, 5-point Jazz lead. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC. Anthony fakes the double team. Quincy Lewis for 3. Puts it in. The rookie knocks down the three-pointer in the Jazz.
Disrupts half-court offense.
Sabonis misses, flips it up, banks it in, and a foul of Peter Sabonis. And Paladis another rebound. The putback drops it in. Olden Paladis, 8 points and 5 boards. And he is fired up.
in games 2 and 3 to find his offense.
Hornacek finds his offense and now is to get back and guard Wells. He knocks him down. Anthony hits the three. Greg Anthony from downtown. Off the mark, Grant knocked out of his hands by Malone. Grant takes it away, but he's called for a foul. Grant trying to hold his temper. He's upset with the call, but Brian Grant has picked up his third foul.
Brian Grant.
Happy Mother's Day to all of those who have the most noble title and perhaps the most demanding job on earth. And many of the moms in attendance, including John Stockton's wife and children on hand, Karl Malone's wife with their kids, and Karl's mom, frequent here at the Delta Center, for Stacey Hornacek, perhaps watching her husband play in her final game, and the parents of John Stockton. So, shot clock down to 8. Malone, tough shot, puts it in. Karl Malone. Wallace played him well. Malone fading away, but he puts Utah up by 6. It was like battling the Lakers, or go down 3-0. Smith with 4 on the shot clock. Steve Smith can get the knocked out of his hands by Russell. 3-on-2 for Utah. Hornacek puts it in. He does not want to have his final game here at the Delta Center. At least that's altering that shot. Here comes Pippen, finding Smith. Back to Pippen. Malone goes for the fake, and then gets the block. Great recovery from Karl Malone. Playing him well. Wallace gets inside. Blocked by Padgett. Wallace right there for the follow.
Wallace wanted it from the get-go. He was the
Stockton trying to get it to Malone. Karl Malone puts it in. 14. And at halftime here at the Delta Center in Game 4, the Jazz with a 5-point lead. It's 54-49 as Utah hopes to stay alive in this best-of-7 series. Now stay tuned for Net Zero at the half. Coming up right after these messages. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC. Stockton reverse. John Stockton looking for his offense. Feed inside. Polonese pumps it in.
be less effective as a post passer.
Oh, knocks it away. Last touch, they say, by Wallace, much to the chagrin of the Blazers. And a technical foul has been hit against Rasheed Wallace. And here it goes again. Told the story far too many times. 38 technicals this year, an NBA record. That's his 5th in the playoffs, 3rd in this series. And it's cost him some games, and it could cost him a possible chance of a championship if he does not control his emotions. Stoudemire backs it through. David Stoudemire from downtown. Outside up, forces it up, tries for the glass. Sabonis the rebound. And Stockton forces the jump ball. Blazers have done a better job in defensive transition here. Hornacek puts it in. Jeff Hornacek now with 8 points, and the Jazz lead back up to 7. Pippen for 3. Scottie Pippen has not looked to shoot all that much. Stockton. John Stockton continues to shoot extremely well.
Dealing with officials and getting his banner up, it gives him that edge, makes him be a better player, but the statistics would not bear that out. More and more each offseason.
Grant, nice feed inside, and Brian Grant, the explosion, as 3 quarters complete at the Delta Center. Jazz do not want their season to end. And as we get set for the 4th, it's the Jazz 75, the Blazers 69. We'll return right after these messages and a word from your local station. Isley finding Lewis. Lewis the hop step. Tough shot from Quincy Lewis. Trent to Wallace. Wallace simply has the range and puts it in. Now in double figures, Jerry Sloan calls timeout. What was once an 11-point lead has been cut to 4. Malone against Grant, falling away. Won't go. Polonese the rebound. Quick putback, banks it in. Hornacek, Russell, Polonese, Malone, and Stockton, the starting 5 of the game. Malone puts it in. Karl Malone puts the Jazz back up by 8.
To have a motor in him, he has really got that second wing going for him.
Grant on the follow. Brian Grant. What a great second half he has had. Grant inside again. Brian Grant. And it's a one-point game. Jerry Sloan wants timeout. Malone, the jumper. Puts it in. Karl Malone with 25. And the Jazz back up 83-80. Shot clock down to 6. They go into Smith. Again, knocked away by Polynice. Here comes Stockton.
And that's making it tougher to get the ball inside initially. Then he's able to get help from a teammate.
Malone hard to the basket. He's fouled. Shot won't go as Grant puts him to the floor. But Karl Malone will shoot 2.
By the 5 men that are on the floor for Mike Dunleavy. So you really can't complain, but you're just so used to seeing Scottie Pippen out there crunch time.
Karl Malone stepping up at crunch time. He has the last 6 Jazz points. 5-point Utah lead, under 3 to play. Utah trying to hold off elimination. The Delta Center fired up. Stockton knocks it away. Still tied. Smith, the long 3. Hits the front of the rim. Russell, the rebound. This crowd erupted. Just about the entire building on its feet. Under 2.5 to play. Jazz by 5. Stockton finding Russell. Takes the 3. Russell inside. Well, it wasn't beautiful to watch, but it still counts as 2 points.
Brian Russell once again hesitating on the open shot. Wanted to take it to the basket and just barely getting there. It's been a struggle for him, but this is about as big a hoop as there is in this game, and Brian Russell able to get it.
The Jazz want to play another day. They lead by 7 here late in the 4th. Hornacek trying to get free. Stockton gets it. Anthony does not foul right away. Anthony now has him throw it away up to Gilliam, and they foul Gilliam. They took a lot of time off the clock. Obviously, they did not want Stockton to take the free throws, besides not having Hornacek take it. But it's well short of the first one. So this is a big one here from Gilliam to force Portland into taking a 3. Gilliam knocks it in. And now the Blazers will call time. 6.7 seconds remaining. Utah a 3-point lead. Portland will have the ball when we return for the final seconds. The crowd on its feet. Anthony setting up Smith. Smith driving. Smith passes out to Anthony for 3. Off the mark. And the Utah Jazz avoid the sweep and force the game 5. They hauled off elimination for the 2nd time in these playoffs. And Jeff Hornacek, Karl Malone, and John Stockton will play another day. We'll be back with interviews from the victorious Jazz. Final score in Game 4, Jazz 88, Blazers 85.
You said the last couple of days against Portland has been like torture. You alleviated that a little bit. What was the big difference in this game?
Well, I think we've really been making them play us on the defensive end. They got a very talented team, but I think when we had the shots, we took the shots, and that's what we have to do against them because they got a quick defensive team, but I think everybody down the stretch came out ready to play.
All right, Karl, thanks so much. Congratulations. Good luck on Tuesday. Jeff, I know you were avoiding trying to think about it, but this came down awfully close. 1 3-point attempt from Greg Anthony to send it into overtime to be in your last game. Your thoughts that you get to play another day?
You know, all our guys fought hard tonight trying to get that last game. That's all we can do is just go out there and play as hard as we can and try to extend it one more game. And we got our work cut out for us going to Portland, but if we scratch and claw and rebound like our big guys did tonight, we'll have a chance.
All right, Jeff. Congratulations. Nice win today, and best of luck the rest of the way. Mike?
Thank you, Paul. Jeff Hornacek, who says he'll be a Mr. Mom after he retires, keeps his career alive here on Mother's Day, as the Utah Jazz keep their season alive here at the Delta Center. Once again, our final score, the Jazz 88 and the Trailblazers 85. Coming up next, Game 3 of our NBA playoff tripleheader as the Suns take on the Lakers in Phoenix. So for Matt Gukas, Paul Sunderland, and our entire crew, this is Mike Breen saying so long from Salt Lake City. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.